This is going to be a really good episode for you, especially if you're, I don't know, maybe comparing yourself to others. One of our members at Heartletics on our coaching calls that we do, he made a funny little comment. He said, yeah, we're all just trying to get to that Coach Joe level. Look like, you with our shirts off, right? Six-pack abs, everything like that, right? And him, as well as some of the other members, were actually kind of shocked when I told him that. I said, hey, at the end of the day, you guys are actually doing a lot better than me in terms of progress, And maybe you might not look like me yet, but you're doing better than me, if that makes sense. And let me explain to you guys here, right? So, put it like this, all right? This is the easiest way for you, as well as everybody that is going to be listening to this, to understand, okay? If, let's say, Michael Jordan, I don't know, let's say 2-3 years after his retirement, right? So a couple years, right? 3 years after. Actually, I'll give you two analogies because I just thought about another one right now. But 3 years after his retirement, okay, Michael Jordan. And if, let's say, there was this, brand new basketball player, fresh into the NBA, maybe his like rookie, year or whatever, but he's an all-star, really, really good. And Michael Jordan retired 3 years ago. If let's just say like they decide to play, in a game, whatever, or one-on-one, I bet you anything Michael Jordan will still win. Why? Even though this other, guy is fresh, he's working harder, he's training harder, he's, going to more practices because Michael Jordan's retired, right? But maybe they decide to do a little friendly competition where, hey, in 6 months, we're going to play each other one-on-one. And so Michael Jordan starts training for 6 months. And this other guy's already been training for quite some time. Michael Jordan will, odds are, still win that game. The reason why, it's because you got to look at the course of how many seasons did Michael Jordan play. This rookie that's fresh into the league, it's his first season. Compared to Michael Jordan that had multiple seasons, multiple practice, multiple repetitions. Okay? He's a seasoned vet. The other analogy that I literally just thought about that I want to share is, look at Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he's versing like these random guys on YouTube, and he versed Conor McGregor a few years ago. He's versing all these other guys. He already retired from boxing, but he's still just putting on these shows, right, making millions. But regardless, he's beating these cats up. He's not even training. He mentioned, actually, when he had his big fight with Conor McGregor, he didn't even train for it. Think about it, though, right? Like, he had years of practice, years of hitting that heavy bag, years of sparring, years of being under, the starlights and whatnot of like boxing, right, versus Manny Pacquiao, like all these guys, years of experience. So he cannot train anymore and still whoop someone up, right? Still beat somebody up. Simply because, guess what? He had all that experience. And so with me, right? It's not that I do anything better than anybody else. I follow through. I'm a living example of everything I share at Heartletics, right? We have 7 essential fat loss habits. Hey, number 1, stick within your calorie range for fat loss. Number 2, focus on hitting your protein goal. Number 3, right? Focus on hitting the weights and, progressive overload. Hit each muscle group at least, 2 times per week. Then we have, the NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, getting your steps in, right? And then we have hydration, and then we have stress management, and then we have recovery, right? Sleep. So hear me out. On calories, there's plenty of times where I'm over on my calories, plenty of times where I'm under on my calories. I'm not as consistent as somebody that's hungry, right? That let's say they're, got signed up for our coaching program and they're absolutely crushing it, right? And they're dialed into the team. I see their numbers, right? And if you're inside of our Spartans community group at Heartletics, half the time I'm posting my stuff in there too, right? And people can see my data. They can see like, hey, I'm hitting more protein than Coach Joe. I'm getting more steps in than Coach Joe. I'm getting more push-ups and sit-ups in than Coach Joe, right? But remember, I look this way because of the repetitions experience. And I'm going to get to that in a second. So somebody that's hungry, right, that's starting off fresh, right, they're always going to put in more work, and they definitely should. But here's where whole episode is going to flip a switch, right? you have to understand that you can't let that mentality of, hey, this person looks like me, or this person's, got better results, or hey, this person's not even trying his hardest and they look a certain way. You can't let that defeat you, because that's the bad wolf. That's comparison. You got to understand, they have more experience, more repetitions, right? Plain and simple. There's plenty of times where guys are getting way more steps in than me, probably way better sleeping habits, way better eating habits, right? But yet I look this way pretty much all year round. Why? Because I don't give up. It's like the tortoise versus the hare. Somebody can start off fast, right? This is typically what most people do in the beginning of the New Year's, and they fall flat on their face. They don't end up finishing the race. I'm that tortoise, right? That turtle that just doesn't give up. Why? Because it works for my lifestyle. And this is exactly what I preach and teach to our members. It's like, hey, do these habits that work for your lifestyle, right? Pretty simple. You can't really mess this up. It's just that your mindset will always mess you up if you're not working on it. And that's what I really want you to understand. Because, at Heartletics, right, I'll give you a little rundown. Every Sunday, right, is basically our Sunday win day. Everybody's posting their big wins inside the community group and tagging everybody. And, you might see some guys in there that's crushing it, losing, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds a week, right? And if you're somebody that's brand new, and let's say you don't even understand the game of how fat loss works in the very beginning. You don't understand that if you're eating more protein, you're lifting weights, you're putting on muscle, right? Muscle, right, is what you need to speed up your metabolic rate. But on top of that, muscle does not change the number on the scale. And if, let's say, you're fresh, you're in your prep weeks, you're not looking at your body fat percentage, you're not looking at, how your clothes fit and your measurements. All you're focused on is the number on the scale. And then you start seeing all these other wins from all these other guys crushing it inside the community group. It's very easy to let that bad wolf win as you start comparing yourself to others. And you start feeling a little bit more discouraged. So it's like, one, you got to understand that this is your race, no one else's. Second, what you need to understand is they got more reps in. And you'll get there too. I got more reps than anybody. But guess what? You will eventually get to this physique. You will eventually get to this level as well. The only thing that can guarantee you that you will not reach the goals that you're looking, to achieve is if you throw in the white towel and give up. That's why we always send everybody these wristbands, right? Consistency is key. 1% better each and every day. This is not hard at all by any means to, become healthier, have more energy, get off your medications, lose body fats, right? Have more confidence. This isn't hard at all. It's just people want to see quick wins so much because Amazon Prime, let me get my stuff tomorrow. Hey, fast food's right there. I can just drive there instantly, and get some food. Grocery stores are right there, right? Or Uber Eats, whatever. Everybody wants everything tomorrow. And you got to understand that when it comes to changing your body composition, this is why I love being a health and fitness coach, is you learn how to master patience. You really do. You learn how to master the game of patience. You have to be patient in this game. If you want to change the way that you look, you want to change the way you feel and make long-term habits, then you should stop worrying about any form of comparison or, I should be at this level and look like this or see this number on the scale. Just stop. Because all you're going to do is hurt yourself. All you're going to do is actually slow down that progress, because now it's the same thing as if, let's say you're, back in the day, right? I was obsessed, right, with my very first girlfriend before we actually dated and were boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Obsessed with her. I came off so needy, and for 2 years, she gave me the cold shoulder, didn't want anything to do with me. Guess what? I came off desperate, I came off needy, all that stuff, right? She didn't care at all. The minute I stopped caring about her, right? I'd say probably 6 months later, she was literally trying to date me now, right? Hey, so why don't we start hanging out? Hey, why don't we go get some lunch? Hey, why don't we go for a walk in the park? Why? Because I stopped coming off, needy. I stopped caring. And that's why I always tell everybody, stop caring about your goals. Yes, it's great to have goals. Yes, it's great to visualize your goals as in that process. It's all amazing to have goals. I have goals, right? But here's the difference, right? I don't care about my goals. I'm not obsessed over my goals. I have unshakable confidence that I'm going to reach my goals, right? As well as when I'm going to reach my goals, well, hey, this isn't Amazon Prime. It's not going to happen tomorrow. But I have full trust and faith that, hey, when the time is right, I'm going to be blessed and achieve my goals. That's it. And then guess what? When I achieve my goals, it's not like I'm stopping. It's like, hey, let's just aim for the next level and keep on progressing. Why? 1% better each and every day. Consistency is key. So what you need to do every time that bad wolf is barking, saying, oh, you're not seeing the data, you're not seeing the weight loss, you're not as good as these other, people that's progressing and losing weight, you need to punch it in the face. Honestly. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that these people, different DNA, different body genetics, right? Different lifestyle, different, training, nutrition, everything's different. But regardless, just like, Floyd Mayweather still beating people up still this day, not even training, guess what? He has more experience. He has more reps in the paint. He's been doing it for a long period of time. And that's what you need to just tell yourself is, hey, you're going to get to that level too. As long as you don't give up, you will eventually get to that. And then somebody else is going to be jealous of you. That's just how it works. So don't compare yourself to others, because all that's going to do is hurt yourself at the end of the day. Remember, the tortoise versus the hare. That hare could start off strong, and that's what typically everybody does in the beginning of the New Year's, but they fall flat on their face. And you see it. Cut out carbs, cut out sugar, cut out your favorite foods. Go to the gym 7 days a week and you haven't even worked out in the last 3 years. Guess what? Start off strong, flat on their face by February. Be the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. Focus on habits that work best for your lifestyle. Don't compare yourself to others. And have fun. Enjoy the journey. Hopefully you guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, definitely let me know. And as always, I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.